Code and Standards introduces the CFA Institute Code of Ethics and Standards of Professional Conduct, which establish ethical and professional responsibilities for CFA Institute members and candidates. These standards are designed to promote integrity, professionalism, fairness, and competence within the investment industry. The Code of Ethics provides broad principles guiding professional behavior, while the standards offer specific rules governing conduct in areas such as client relationships, market integrity, conflicts of interest, and professional responsibilities. Together, they support investor confidence and efficient financial markets. The CFA program emphasizes that technical expertise alone is insufficient for investment professionals. Ethical conduct and fiduciary responsibility are equally essential for maintaining trust within the global financial system. The CFA Institute Code of Ethics requires members and candidates to act with integrity, competence, diligence, respect, and ethical judgment when dealing with clients, employers, colleagues, and market participants. Professionals must place the integrity of the investment profession and the interests of clients above personal gain. The code also requires individuals to use reasonable care and independent judgment while practicing and promoting ethical behavior, among others. Members are expected to maintain and improve their professional competence continuously and encourage ethical conduct throughout the financial industry. These principles establish the foundation for ethical investment practice and reinforce the profession's fiduciary responsibility toward clients and society. Standard I. Professionalism focuses on maintaining integrity, objectivity, and respect for laws governing professional conduct. Members and candidates must understand and comply with all applicable laws, rules, and regulations. If local laws conflict with CFA Institute standards, professionals must follow the stricter requirement. This standard also prohibits market manipulation, misrepresentation, and misconduct involving dishonesty, fraud, or deceit. Members must use reasonable care and independent judgment in investment analysis and recommendations. Objectivity and independence are particularly important because conflicts of interest, external pressures, or compensation incentives may compromise professional judgment and harm client interests if not properly managed and disclosed. Standard 2. Integrity of capital markets requires professionals to preserve market fairness and transparency. Members and candidates must not engage in practices that distort market prices or artificially influence trading activity. The standard also addresses material non-public information, prohibiting investment actions based on confidential information that could provide unfair advantages. Insider trading undermines investor confidence and market efficiency because it creates unequal access to information. Investment professionals are expected to maintain strict confidentiality and implement compliance procedures to prevent misuse of sensitive information. Preserving market integrity is essential because efficient capital markets depend on trust, transparency, and equal treatment of all market participants. Standard 3. Duties to clients emphasizes fiduciary responsibility and the obligation to place client interests above employer or personal interests. Members must exercise loyalty, prudence, and care when managing client assets. Investment recommendations and portfolio actions must be suitable for each client's objectives, constraints, risk tolerance, and financial circumstances. Fair dealing requires professionals to treat clients equitably when disseminating investment recommendations or taking investment actions. Members must also preserve client confidentiality unless disclosure is authorized or legally required. This standard reinforces that investment professionals act as trusted stewards of client assets and therefore must prioritize client welfare in all professional activities and decisions. Standard 4. Duties to employers governs professional conduct within employment relationships. Members and candidates must act loyally toward employers and avoid actions that harm employer interests. Confidential information belonging to employers must be protected, and professionals may not misuse company resources for personal benefit. At the same time, ethical obligations to clients and markets take precedence over employer instructions if conflicts arise. Members are also prohibited from accepting compensation or gifts that could compromise objectivity without written employer consent. This standard promotes professionalism, transparency, and trust within organizations while recognizing the importance of balancing responsibilities to employers with broader ethical obligations to clients and market integrity. Standard V. Investment analysis, recommendations, and actions requires professionals to exercise diligence, thoroughness, and reasonable basis in all investment activities. Investment recommendations must be supported by adequate research and appropriate analysis before dissemination. Members must distinguish clearly between facts and opinions and maintain records supporting investment conclusions. The standard also addresses communication with clients, requiring fair, accurate, and complete disclosure of investment processes, risks, limitations, and performance information. Professionals must avoid guaranteeing investment returns or misrepresenting qualifications and services. This standard ensures that investment decisions and recommendations are grounded in disciplined analysis, transparency, and professional competence rather than speculation or misleading claims. Overall, topic demonstrates that the CFA Institute Code and Standards form the ethical foundation of the investment profession. These principles establish expectations regarding professionalism, market integrity, client loyalty, employer responsibilities, and investment analysis. Ethical conduct promotes investor trust, efficient markets, and long-term financial stability, while violations can damage both individual reputations and broader market confidence. The code and standards also provide practical guidance for resolving ethical dilemmas and managing conflicts of interest encountered in professional practice. For CFA candidates, mastering these ethical standards is essential because professional integrity and fiduciary responsibility are fundamental requirements for success.